Hello beautiful family! Today we're going to rescue a recipe that is pure living history and heritage of our land. There's always the eternal debate in the comments. Is Chipa Paraguayan? Is Chipa from Brazil? No. Is Chipa Argentinian? To settle this matter, let me tell you that Chipa is part of the Guaraní culture's heritage. This marvel was born long before political borders existed. The indigenous peoples contributed their sacred food, cassava, and the Jesuits added cheese, fat, and farm eggs. So it's a beautiful ancestral heritage that unites us all. But be careful. How many times have you bought Chipa at the bakery and it felt really heavy or gave you heartburn? This happens because the food industry ruined this original recipe, this ancestral recipe. By adding wheat flour and toxic vegetable oils, today we're going to make the real, ancestral and authentic Chipa. 100% gluten-free using the right fat and the real thing, pure starch. Put the kettle on. We're about to start preparing. More spoonfuls, snipe. Tralhas. But first, to get out of autopilot, we need to know what we're giving our body. Look at the medicine we have here. Cassava or yuca starch, our star ingredient. It's a gluten-free carbohydrate, so it doesn't harm or inflame the intestinal wall. And here comes a key scientific fact. Cassava is rich in resistant starch. This means that it isn't digested quickly like commercial sugar, but instead reaches the large intestine intact and becomes your bacteria's favorite food. Of your microbiota, of your good bacteria. Animal fat from pork or beef. We're going to completely set aside seed oils, the oils we get at supermarkets, which we already know are very toxic and very inflammatory. They are really a poison for the body, and we're going to completely set them aside. We're going back to animal fat, the kind our grandmothers and ancestors used. It's biologically compatible with us. It can withstand very high temperatures without oxidizing. And that's what will give it that incredible texture. Real eggs and cheeses. We use real cheeses, hard cheeses, aged cheeses, and free-range eggs. Both give us high-quality proteins and healthy saturated fats that will keep you full for much longer. And since the queen of Chipas is my oldest daughter, she's going to make this recipe. Let's join her.
For this recipe, we're going to use cassava starch, cow's milk, sea salt, beef fat, free-range eggs, a semi-hard cheese, and a hard cheese of your choice. The first thing we're going to do is put the cassava starch in a bowl. This is 500 grams of cassava starch. Let's do it slowly because otherwise it'll fly everywhere. Now we're going to add a teaspoon of salt. In this case, I'm using sea salt, but you can use whatever salt you have at home. Let's mix. Mix, mix. Now we're going to add 100 grams of beef fat. Mix. We're going to combine it with the starch. We're going to work it together with our fingers. The fat needs to be at room temperature so you can combine it easily. What I did was, before using it, I took it out of the fridge for a while so it could get to room temperature. This is the big secret to a good chipa. The fat coats the starch and makes the chipa super soft on the inside. You'll notice that there are pieces of fat that don't completely dissolve, and those are the ones we need to keep kneading so they mix with all the cassava starch. Once the fat is well mixed with the starch, we're going to add the cheeses. Of course, you should do this with very clean hands. Now we're going to weigh 150 grams of semi-hard pate grasso cheese. I'm going to remove the rind first. Now I'm going to cut a piece and we're going to weigh it. $114 grams. Let's add a little more to reach 150. And that's it. Well, now we're going to cut it into cubes. The semi-hard cheese is cut into cubes so that when we eat the chipa, we find little pieces of melted cheese and it gives an excellent texture. We're going to add the cubes to the bowl. Now we're going to weigh 150 grams of hard rellenito cheese. Okay, and there we have 150 grams. We're going to grate this hard cheese unlike the other one. Okay, we've already grated all the cheese and we're going to add it to the bowl. We are going to mix it with the starch and the fat. All set. Let's mix it well so the cheese gets distributed. Now we're going to make a little well where we'll add the eggs. And now we're going to use 3 farm fresh eggs. We're going to beat it a little before adding it. And we add it. First, I add it here to make sure the egg is good. We beat it a little. And we add it. Now we're going to start combining the starch, the fat, and the cheese with the eggs. We're going to combine everything. And little by little, we're going to add milk. We don't have an exact measurement for the milk because we need to add it according to what the dough needs. At this point, when we see that everything is starting to dry out, we're going to add milk little by little. I'll start mixing it by hand. You don't need to knead it like it's bread dough. You just need to bring it together. A little more milk. You need to mix it until you get a smooth dough that doesn't stick to your hands. Okay, now the dough is ready to make the little balls. Okay, now we're going to prepare the little balls and place them on a baking tray. There's no need to grease it because the chipas already have plenty of fat. Okay, and there I've already made all the little balls. And here I have some dough left to make a couple more. The idea isn't for the balls to be perfect. Even if they have imperfections, that's great because the edges turn out crunchy. Okay, now we're going to put them in the preheated oven. The heat should be really high. 220 degrees for 12 or 15 minutes. The chipas are ready now, they're already cooked. And to give them a golden finish, we're going to put them on the top rack of the oven. Alright, they're ready now. Oh, how delicious. To go along with the afternoon mate, well, we came outside to show you the chipas because these days it's very cloudy here in Kapila and we lose the light really quickly. Look at how delicious these chipas are. Keep in mind that I didn't make the whole recipe. I still have dough left in the bowl to make more. Noah is going to taste the chipas to see how they are. They're really good. The texture of the cheese is amazing, look. It has a lot of cheese flavor.
When is the best time to enjoy this treat? The perfect time is when you're having a good mate or a nice tea, maybe a little coffee in the afternoon, and I'll share a great little tip with you. Even though they're delicious when warm, it's actually better to let them cool down because the cassava starch retrogrades and increases the amount of resistant starch. So, when they're cold, they're even better for your gut flora. How many should you eat? Chipa is a dense food. It's pure energy and nutrition. It's not something to eat a dozen of absent-mindedly in front of the TV. The ideal portion to enjoy it and for your body to process it and feel satisfied is 3 to 4 chipas. You sit down, live in the moment, enjoy being present with your mate, and eat those 3 or 4 chipas mindfully. And I assure you that you'll feel great and not heavy. Eating healthy doesn't mean giving up our richest and most comforting traditions. It means going back to our roots. Use real ingredients, get a good starch, bring back animal fat, get free-range eggs, farm eggs, and make these ancestral chipas at home. Then let me know. Please tell me how they turned out. What did you think of this delicacy? Please let me know in the comments. And if this video was valuable to you, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, you are super invited, and share the video. My name is Danaya Aguilar. If you want to deepen your body, mind, and spirit connection, I'll be waiting on my other channel, Por Portal Coherencia. I'm going to leave a little card here so you can go directly to check it out. And I'm also going to leave here a video of another gluten-free recipe that's really good for your health. See you next time. Bye.